Okay, so yeah, sorry, just now the things got cut off, so I'll do a bit of repetition here. So personal law basically is law dealing with personal status, things dealing with very personal stuff like your own family relation, your husband and wife, marriage, divorce, yeah, inheritance and all that. Does not mean that personal law has nothing to do with. I mean, if you follow personal law, you don't have to follow the national legal systems. That is wrong. It's not like that. Let's say if I go and queue in the kampong and then after that, I don't have because I belong to that kampong, so that national law does not apply to me. It's not like that. Okay, this is what we call pluralism in the law. Two or more types of law are in the national legal system. They are interacting with one another. So there will be a lot of times where what is the one that governs will come into picture here. Okay, so when it's dealing with certain things like personal law, for non-Muslim, it's the customary law that applies. So customary law, like I've mentioned just now, is again, it's about traditional practices, from the indigenous communities and all that. Okay, and that is one sources of personal law. So that is personal law that is applicable to non-Muslims. So basically, I will put it under the big title, personal law. Part of it is customary law, like, the Dayaks, the Ibans and all that they will be dealing with customary law. Chinese, also customary law. Like I say, in Chinese, in Malaysia, we mostly will be using a lot of national legal systems. But let's say if you get married and you go to this church, that one is under religion already, law. And then if you go to Hindu temple, it's under religion already, law. Then if let's say you go to this association, like Hokkien Association, Teochew Association, these are more under customary law. They have the right to marry you, you see. Or you can directly go to the marriage of registrar office and get married legally, you see. So all this, you can get married. It's all recognized in the law of Malaysia. You see the picture, okay? So then for Muslims, they are more in Islamic law. Their personal law is dealing with Islamic law and also Sharia law. Sharia law is more on the religious part of things, okay? So Muslims' personal law is Sharia law. That is why in Malaysia we have interaction of more than one law. It's two or more. We have common law, okay, that is mixing with customary law, or we can say that common law is mixing with personal law. And personal law, under personal law, there is customary law and Islamic law. Okay, so this is what we call legal pluralism. So the coexistence between personal law with a specific legal systems, these are called a legal pluralism kind of system. Okay, so it's recognized in many countries, in Asia, like I said, even in Hong Kong, in China, and then also in I think, if I'm not wrong, Thailand as well. There's a lot of mixture of a group of people as well. So some of the law, they cannot be gone, but it's not codified. It's not like it's written in the legal systems. It's only saying that this part of the law actually apply. I mean, like, this area, personal area, applies with customary law. You can choose to use customary law or you can choose to use legal systems. But of course, when it is a matter of crime, civil, and other things, then it is going to be strictly the legal systems of Malaysia will govern. So again, it is like the interaction between two or more type of law within one national legal system. So confirm, repeat again, national legal systems, our national legal systems is actually a plural legal system. It's actually a mixed legal system. And the main source of law are from the common law and also the written law, which is the legislation and all that. Then it's mixed around with personal law. And under personal law, there's customary law and also Sharia law. And normally, customary and personal law, we put it together. And Sharia and Islamic law, we are very specifically put it in as another sources of law for non-Muslim. So I cannot say that personal to branch out Islamic and customary, okay? because Islamic law is an Islamic country, so basically Islamic law is actually a branch of law by itself. Okay, and whereas personal is customary law, more or less customary law. But if you want to make yourself a bit more clear, then mainly Islamic law and Sharia law, they are actually a type of personal law. Okay, also about another personal law that also applies religious personal law. Like I said, the Sharia also certain a law that is in the Christian context or the Hindu context, the major context. That's a religious system, religious law that is applicable. In some countries, religious law are very, very strong, like, in Vatican cities, in Europe. There is also pluralism, mixing normal legal systems with some form of religious personal law system. So this is mixed system. So this is what Malaysia is having, a mixed system. Okay, and what else? This is follow on by understanding more onto federal and acts and parliament of Malaysia. This is very interesting. Okay, so federal, this is, like I said, now main legal systems. Okay, understanding the whole legal systems already. Now we look at the main legal systems, which is under the written sources. It's a federal law. This is where, all federal law are acts. So when you hear acts, contract acts, occupational health and safety acts, these are acts that is applicable for the whole Malaysia. All the 13 states have to follow. Okay, so federal law are actually enacted by the members of parliaments and senators legislated in the Parliament of Malaysia. So kan every election we must sit in Parliament and sit in DUN. Tidak sama kan, kita mau vote 2 kali, So when we vote 2 times, basically one is for the parliamentary systems, okay, another one is for the state systems, state Dewan Undangan Negeri systems. Okay, so this is so the members of we elect our parliament member, go into parliament, and they are our representative to show our grievances or to tell us our needs and whatever. And then in the parliament, they will discuss about this, and then they will make new law, or change the old law to modify. It also can. Okay. So some of it is a modification, some of it is new. So kalau ada new law coming out, they will call it a name, and then what that, or call it a name, some form of name, and then it can be based on somebody's name as well. Because a hantuas or whatever, because due to that particular case or whatever name that you can call it. Like in Korea, there's a very famous act that was established, the Daewon case. It's about criminal, used to be only 15 years that people can actually, let's say if somebody kills somebody, that person was kept. 15 years later, you cannot charge that person. And because of this little kid called Daewon, I think, he was actually very, very badly injured by a stranger with acids, and then he died, and the murderer was never caught. And then it was past 15 years, and it was still past that case of trying to reopen the case. You cannot reopen the case anymore after 15 years. That was the older Korean law. Then after that, it was enacted in the parliament that now is forever. If you 20 years later you catch the guy who do the harm, you still can charge him, you still can put him in prison, you still can shoot him, you still can hang him. So that law was called the Daewon, Daewon Act, based on that kid's name. So you see, this one, a lot of these acts are actually done in parliament. Okay, understand that?